Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back another video from 6. Like I've said in a few videos now, huge Toji fan when it comes to JJK, but I want to get educated on cross-verse power scaling when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen and all the other stuff like Naruto and things like this. So I thought this would be a fun one to start that off with. So having Toji versus some people from the Naruto verse being the Sasuke Retrieval team. So this is an interesting one. So this is like start of Naruto. I don't know if he's going to include like everyone, like if he's going to include Naruto as well at that time, or if it's just Shikamaru and Neji and the other two guys. I'm terrible with names, but yeah, this should be a fun one, so we can start like scaling because Toji's like right up there, isn't he? With when it comes to all these when it comes to all these characters of the Jujutsu Kaisen. So now it's like right, he's up there. Let's start down near the bottom of Naruto, pretty much. So I got other things I've got. Where's my list? I had a list, but I can't be bothered. I'll just upload the videos and we'll have fun with it. So let's go.
Toji versus the Sasuke Retrieval team is a great way to address all of the downplay I've seen for Jujutsu Kaisen characters. Because the fight isn't one of those coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb situations, but everyone likes to treat it like it is for whatever reason. Everyone will be fresh in this instance, so no chakra drained versions of these characters from Jirobo or anything like that. The best way I want you to visualize how I'm going to be talking about this is if Toji was asked to bring Sasuke back to Orochimaru and the kids went after him trying to stop him.
Oh, that's such a cool concept. That's sick.
Neji, Naruto, Choji, Kiba, and Akamaru all have to take down Toji in order to get Sasuke back. Being the most in character with Toji doing something like this before, he'll likely use the inventory curse to swallow the barrel Sasuke is in so that the kids can't run away with it in the middle of the fight.
Damn, that makes sense. This is so cool.
As for the fight stage, just imagine it takes place in the open field that Naruto fought Kimimaro in. As another caveat, Lee will not be coming to help them and neither will Kakashi. It will only be a fight between the combatants I've listed so far. I would equalize power systems, but it's not really necessary since Toji doesn't abide by JJK's power system.
That's very true. That's an interesting one. Yeah, he is, oh, okay.
And only has hacks weapons. So aside from some
small
details about the soul, it won't be all that relevant. With that out of the way, we'll start with Toji first since he's undoubtedly easier to talk about. Before we begin, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe as well if you want to see more JJK versus Naruto crossover battles like this one. Toji's most direct scaling in terms of his speed tier is going to come from Curse Spirit Naoya and his fight with the now equal to Toji Maki Zenin. Maki prior to this fight had already demonstrated herself to be above Mach 0.5 speeds. As it stated, Naoya was still charging at her with full speed when stacking his curse technique, and as you can see, Maki just punches him as he's doing
Just not bothered.
This same Naoya is stated to have already surpassed subsonic speed, which goes as high as Mach 0.5 or 383.635 miles per hour. It's unknown how much Naoya surpassed this level of speed, since it does say he surpassed subsonic, but we know it's at least beyond the speed of sound, as Maki tells us later, putting him above Mach 1, but it still has to be beneath Mach 3 because the next time he comes back to fight Maki, which is as a curse spirit, he's stated to be faster in his curse womb form and then doesn't hit Mach 3 until going full speed as an involved curse spirit, which completely speed blitzes the pre-awakened Maki. This is fine though, because after Maki awakens to be on Toji's level, she gets faster as well as gaining precognition, being able to not only react to Naoya, but gaining the speed to move away from him and dodge him in midair. Maki's evolution is normally only said to have gained her better reaction speeds, but that's not entirely true, as before she was speed blitzed by Naoya, but as you see here, she's also able to tag him while he's in the middle of moving, and according to Kashimo, doing the same attack as last time. So Maki goes from being speed blitzed by Naoya's Mach 3 speeds to tagging him at these speeds and reacting to him becoming untouchable. This is the same person who is stated to be equal to Toji, and just in case there are any of those dishonest rats out there that claim to not think being equal means they are on the same level of speed, Maki makes it clear that Toji could have handled everything even at the high speed Naoya was moving at. So that's the
It isn't enough to be like everyone. Yes, yeah.
most consistent speed scale for Toji. He can bare minimum outspeed Mach 3. Some people like to incorrectly scale JJK off of the calc with Maki catching a bullet back in the Goodwill event, but the author of the series, Gege Akutami, said in the release of the fanbook during an interview that feat of Maki catching the bullet was a bit too much, and besides that, the calc has Maki moving at speeds much higher than Mach 3, which she got blitzed by later in the manga after she got stronger. So it's pretty clear that Gege ended up either retconning this or Mai's bullets simply don't move as fast as normal ones.
Yeah, which is a bit weird.
Aside from the vaguely above Mach 3 meta, there's a meta for arguing JJK characters can react to lightning or light that I'm going to have to go over. As for the lightspeed meta, it really only applies to Sukuna Gojo and Kashimo in his curse technique form, and since all of them have not shown any scaling to the rest of the cast, there's no point in covering it here in this video. As for lightning speed, there are three main feats to talk about: Hikari reacting to Kashimo's lightning strike, Maki reacting to Nue's lightning, and Toji doing the same thing. There are a couple different ways to look at it, so let's go over the most controversial of them first. Hikari reacting to Kashimo's lightning. Now, for the most part, I've seen this be accepted by a pretty large amount of people, but that doesn't mean there isn't some level of ambiguity in the feat, and it all revolves around this panel right here.
Okay.
As you can see in this panel, the lightning is seemingly very close to Hikari's face before
Very
in the
much
next
so.
panel hitting his arm and blowing it off. I think it's fair to mention that Kashimo's lightning is a can't miss attack.
Yeah, like it was going for his face. He managed to move.
So Hikari completely avoiding it is impossible. Moving his head and getting hit in the arm with lightning instead, this feat
That's
was
fast.
calced a few times, with the two most popular calcs having him either Mach 945 at the high end
Mach
or Mach 4760 at the
What
high
the
end.
freaking hell?
which
That's
is
some speed feats. Jesus freaking
It's either
Christ.
massively hypersonic or massively hypersonic plus.
Whoa.
Like I said earlier though, this is the most controversial of these feats, and why I say that is because both these calcs are built off one assumption, and that's that Kashimo was aiming for Hikari's head,
yeah.
and this panel isn't simply a perspective shot to subvert expectations.
Yeah, like it couldn't actually. We've just seen it from the side. It could have actually been here and carried on that way, and he might not have moved at all.
Before the strike hitting its intended
yeah.
target, which was Hikari's arm. I have one question though.
Why would he just go for his arm?
Why would Kashimo aim for Hikari's shoulder if he had a surefire way
Yeah, to kill him straight away. Just go for it.
to end the fight by aiming for his head? When I asked my friend Broken Running about it, he asked me another question in response. What if he didn't want to land the finishing blow yet so Hikari could tell him where Sukuna is? This was a fair question to ask, but I thought to myself, well, the second time Kashimo aims for Hikari, he goes for his head, and he still needs to know where Sukuna is. Yet, in spite of that, he's fully set on landing the finishing blow this time. That question was pretty much the best reason I had heard for Kashimo not going for Hikari's head.
Good shout.
So I figured, hey, being generous, take defeat is genuine, and it's not a perspective shot. Hikari just managed to move out the way at the last second. Another question might be that the next time Kashimo aims for Hikari's head, the strike lands successfully. And this is fair, but the second time he might have been closer. We don't know the distance, and I'd say it's probable since as far as we know, he can't change the speed of his cursed energy trait. So you end with the calc I sent above. Hikari is either Mach 945 or Mach 4760. Maki and by extension Toji should scale to Hikari in this regard, as she's depicted among the heavy hitters with him and Yuta, and it realistically makes no sense for all of them to be depicted aside each other, and Maki is massively slower than them. She could even possibly be faster than him if you take Naobito's reputation as a sorcerer seriously, which is the second fastest sorcerer after Satoru Gojo. Then Maki's superiority to him in speed after her full awakening should make her faster than Hikari. Before getting into the debunk for this specific line of reasoning, I'd like to explain Maki's superiority to Naobito.
Okay.
As mentioned, Naobito's reputation, or what he's known as, is being the second fastest sorcerer after Gojo. But in the fight with Cursed Spirit Naoya, we're told again by Kashimo, another member of the Big Three families, that Naobito with projection sorcery is the fastest. Shortly after this, he says Naoya's new speed, which was stated earlier to be Mach 3, is unparalleled. Then I obviously already went over how Maki is superior to that now, and by extension Toji. Anyway, a common debunk to Naobito's reputation of speed is that Hikari can react to lightning or is a lightning timer, and if Mach 3 Naoya is faster than Naobito, then obviously Hikari is faster as well. But just to mention, Hikari only ever reacts this fast. He makes no other movements combat-wise that would put him on the level that this implies he is. With his combat or travel.
True, like he's able to avoid and move and defend, but like he's not countering it in the way that
So while Hikari may be able to react to these guys, which it'd be pretty absurd if he couldn't, he can't fight at the same speeds that they do. It's important to note as well that the manga makes something clear about Naobito that the anime doesn't, and that's that he is only the second fastest sorcerer prior to losing his arm. So the interaction with Jogo basically doesn't count as an anti-feat to the statement.
Right.
The next two feats are simple. Maki reacts to Nue's lightning in the extended chapter 213 in the volume, shown here where she has her arms up to block the lightning that was just coming at her, and Toji in the anime is literally looking at lightning as it's coming towards him. The only issue with these two feats is that they are once again only reaction speed feats, and Maki or Toji don't seem to dodge them, as Maki literally gets hit and Toji is only shown leaving the building after the explosion from the lightning went off. It also needs to be noted that both Toji and Maki have a precognition, so to speak, where the environment they're in can tell them the next move their opponent is going to make, and scattered surfaces in the atmosphere let them seem like they can float, but it's just giving them the ability to dodge in mid-air and hop on air and whatnot. So with that, let's wrap up this speed section for Toji. With having higher than Mach 3 combat speed, with reaction speeds of massively hypersonic or massively hypersonic plus, or Mach 945 to Mach 4760, as well as precognition. The Sasuke Retrieval Team children are very fast in their own right. I'm gonna say right now though, if you think Naruto gets the QB amp he got in his fight with Haku, and that he was moving on par with Lightspeed Haku, Toji realistically does not stand a chance, and Naruto would beat him down mercilessly.
Interesting.
Anyway, now that the guys who don't like to have fun are gone, let's start with scaling the kids. Even though Rock Lee is not going to be on the team, both Naruto and Neji at this point should scale to his weightless self in speed, and Red Pill Choji should similarly be able to scale off of that version of Lee. This is mostly going to be a debunk section, since Rock Lee's feats against the Sound Ninja in the Force of Death have been greatly exaggerated. At the beginning of chapter 52, Rock Lee blocks an attack from Dosu, but what Lee reacts to is not the speed of sound, it's Dosu coming at him. He even says at the bottom here that he thinks their attacks are illusions since he can't actually see the sound.
Right.
One thing that seems to have people confused is the Sound Ninja move at the speed of sound themselves. This just simply is never implied or stated.
I've never thought that at all. No, they're just able to use sound.
We know that they can use sound attacks, but as far as we know, the sound is invisible to them as well. This is backed up later in the chapter after Lee uses the first gate to actually tag Dosu. Dosu goes for an attack on Lee, saying your moves might be fast, but ours are supersonic. Obviously implying supersonic, or Mach 1, is faster than what Lee just showed them. If this is true, which it should be, it also would invalidate a calc made earlier in the series that had Naruto at Mach 1.19 fresh out of the academy, as Rock Lee made a joke out of a way stronger Naruto with his weights on and without the first gate.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, from here, we can take two different ways. We can continue this path or backtrack a bit and grant Lee being Mach 1 in base while weighted. This would grant Lee Mach 5 while being in the first gate while weighted, considering the first gate is a 5 times increase, since it gives you access to 100% of your muscular energy, where normally you'd only have access to 20% according to my guy. This is just scaling for Lee while weighted, by the way. Base weightless Lee has a feat better than this without the need to talk about Dosu, by outspeeding Gaara's automatic defense, which is calced to move as fast as Mach 29 or high hypersonic. Stack the relevant multiplier of 5 times for the first gate, and you get Lee at Mach 145 as a low ball, since Lee actually outsped the automatic defense. I should also mention the high ball for Gaara's automatic standing defense speed is Mach 51, so applying the multiplier of 5,
Whoa.
Lee would be Mach
255, wow.
255 as a low ball.
As a
But I'm going to go
low
with the Mach
ball.
29 calc for this video. Then the second gate isn't really an amp, it's more like a Senzu bean gate. It rejuvenates you. This is as far as we'll go for the scaling though, since Neji is stated to be able to be beaten by third gate and above Lee by Guy, who says the reverse lotus is Lee's key to winning against Neji, because it's a taijutsu performed with such speed the attacker is untouchable. He had also stated the third gate is what's needed to do the reverse lotus taijutsu move. So here we have Neji, who can move at Mach 145 as a low ball, and Naruto, who should scale to this especially when enraged, and Toji, who should also scale when given his red pill. If you don't think Naruto scales to this outside of being enraged and with the QB boost, because that's when he scaled to Neji, even despite the Rasengan training and the rooftop fight with Sasuke, that's fine. But fighting with Sasuke on the rooftop and being relative to him in speed should scale Naruto to weightless Lee, considering Sasuke was stated to also be around his speed prior to Chidori. Even though he'd be a bit slower, he was still able to outspeed Gaara's Sand, so Mach 29 should still apply, and Naruto should be capable of that as well on his own now, prior to any Nine Tails amps.
Okay,
there
so
is a bit of a
boost,
problem or inconsistency with this scaling though, admittedly, at least for Naruto. Naruto does fight with Sasuke in base and perform relative on the rooftop, but after getting massively amped up versus Kimimaro, he was beaten easily, whereas Rock Lee, fresh out of surgery, without using any of the gates, outperformed Naruto against Kimimaro, with Kimimaro himself even stating that Lee isn't as easy as the others. This runs us into an inconsistency because Sasuke is stated to be around Lee's speed, but here Naruto is stronger than ever, getting outsped when he should be even faster than Sasuke. I just want to say that, to be fair, Sasuke had just gotten out of the hospital when he fought Naruto, so it's possible he wasn't really
bit sore, feeling a bit achy
at 100% when they battled. This is directly following Sasuke's interaction with Itachi and Tsunade healing him. And given the fact Rock Lee is still faster than Naruto, I'd say it's more likely Sasuke was just a little rusty. If that's the case, Naruto wouldn't scale to the Mach 29 calc we went over earlier, at least not in his base form. This presents a problem as it throws Naruto in the same boat with these last two guys I'm going to bring up, Shikamaru and Kiba. These two, and by extension base Naruto, are a bit whack here. They definitely have the less impressive showings of speed, and there's no real way to link them to the Mach 29 or higher levels of speed that their peers showed off. One of the last things to really go over for this speed section is Neji allegedly reacting to a lightning speed arrow. There are multiple debunks to this, but really only two relevant ones. The first one is going to be dependent on your scaling of later feats. When Sasuke drops Kirin, you can go two ways with it. You can say it's light speed, like in the data books that mention Kirin, it says it's
lightning,
the speed of light, or you can go with the manga where Zetsu says it moves at the speed of lightning, and that the speed of lightning is too fast for Itachi. I don't think I really have to explain why, if you think Kirin is lightning speed, Kid Neji reacting to this arrow would debunk the notion of it being lightning speed. Kirin is faster than Teen Sasuke, who is faster than Kid Neji. You get it.
Yeah.
But if you do think Kirin is light speed, then another debunk, and I guess this really applies to both, is that this is not a literal statement and more of a metaphor to say the arrow is really fast. I ran this through a translator and got the original kanji.
Oh, okay, yeah, because sometimes it's the way it's originally written, and then when you translate it over, certain words mean certain things. Yeah.
Here's what it says. You can take the kanji from the description if you care to get it translated yourself, but just know there's no official translation of this statement to fall back on. The very last speed feat I want to debunk is Rock Lee moving faster than his shadow in the Chunin exams, and that making him light speed. This one is just utterly ridiculous. For one, it was weightless Lee, and like I just said, there are two ways to interpret Kirin. So if you think Kid Lee is light speed, you either think weightless Lee is as fast as Kirin, being light speed, Or you think Weightlessly would utterly speed blitz Itachi because he's 2,481 times faster than what Itachi could barely react to? There's also Light Fang by Madara, the Raikage. It's a really absurd argument. Aside from this, I'd like to say scaling the Sound 4 to Sasuke as they fought him is also an incorrect way to scale them. It would fall under the same argument as before with Naruto, where Sasuke had just gotten out of the hospital. On top of that, Sasuke beats these guys up in base. The only reason they get the upper hand on him is because of Sakan and Ukon's weird body, but he reacts to every attack unless they're coming from a blind spot, and he doesn't even fight with his Sharingan on. They also do beat Sasuke in their curse mark forms, but Sasuke's body isn't used to it yet, and he's literally trembling when he turns it on because of that, which didn't even happen back during the Konoha Crush arc or the Forest of Death, and that could indicate the level of fatigue on his body after leaving the hospital. But no, the Sound 4 don't scale to Sasuke at full power, so scaling Shikamaru or Kiba to them doesn't get them anywhere in terms of a speed tier.
Okay.
To make just a bit of an assumption here, with Naruto's rising power from the Chunin exams to this point in the series, I would be willing to, myself, give him being faster than the speed of sound, or at least at that speed. But like I said, this is just a big assumption. I have nothing to actually scale him to that. But at the end, we have Neji as the fastest Genin in base at Mach 145 as a low ball. Naruto potentially scaling to Mach 29 and scaling to the Mach 145 Neji when enraged. Choji with the red pill somewhere faster than Naruto, because call it what you want, there is no way Choji getting 10 times stronger and no diffing a Sound 4 member at their strongest isn't faster than Naruto, and probably Neji too. Then we have base Choji, Shikamaru, Kiba, and base Naruto all at an unquantifiable level of speed beneath the rest of them. Next we'll talk about Toji's tools, or tool I should say, since only one of them is relevant here, and that's the soul split katana. Just like the name implies, this katana splits souls.
Yeah, like it does that.
But aside from that, it ignores your durability while that's happening. We know that the soul in Naruto exists for one, and that if a weapon can interact with it, it can actually damage it, like when we see Minato's arms are still cut off on his soul when he's going to the Pure Lands. So the weapon would work on these children for sure. We are in a pretty tough spot battle-wise, because the fastest person here quantifiably is Neji for sure, since he's Mach 145 with a low ball, and Toji is just vaguely above Mach 3. But the issue with Neji is he has no AP feats at this time. Normally this wouldn't matter because Neji can negate durability in Naruto, but the way this works, where he injects chakra into your chakra system to damage you, won't work on Toji. Mainly because, well, he has no chakra system. It also should be noted that while Toji could, yes, react to Neji, saying he'd be able to move in response is kind of a stretch because his lightning reaction feat only has him looking at the lightning. And even saying he scales to Hikari only slightly moves in comparison to the lightning he's reacting to. I guess with that though, Toji could make the slight movement to turn his body if Neji happened to try and strike him in a similar spot, just due to Neji being so much slower than lightning. The rest of the children don't even really stand a chance, and it's likely going to be up to battle IQ and whatnot to actually take Toji down. Toji is rather relentless when he fights, so if he opens the fight by going for the
well, he normally goes for the strongest, doesn't he?
First, then they all likely won't make it far enough to employ some battle IQ strategy. If he happens to say go for Neji first, then it gets better for the Genin, as if Toji is fighting him, Shikamaru should be able to get him with a Shadow Possession Jutsu, which should allow for a nice opening. But to be fair, I'm not sure Shikamaru could hold Toji down with his Shadow Possession Jutsu, and without landing a significant strike on Toji during that time, he'd probably go for Shikamaru just to make sure that didn't happen again.
Yeah, if he spotted that, he'd be like, oh, that's a problem, let's get that out of the way.
The point I'm trying to illustrate here is that even despite Toji's pretty clear physical advantage on these kids, he's fighting a group of people and one of them is massively faster than him. The best case scenario for Toji is taking out Naruto, Choji, Shikamaru, and Kiba instantly, leaving just Neji and trying to land a strike on him while dodging his attacks. But given his quantifiably slower speed, It's hard to say how long it would take to happen, or if he'd even be able to get it done at all. Toji is, after all, just vaguely above Mach 3. That could mean he's Mach 200, or just Mach 4, but it's hard to scale it. That's why I just keep mentioning his quantifiable speed, which is just Mach 3. The best case for the Genin is holding down Toji and then landing a giant strike on him, or having Naruto get mad because one of his friends ended up being taken out and entering an enraged Kurama mode. The problem with this is it'd have to be a pretty big amp for him to be able to beat Toji with it. The amp Naruto got against Sasuke is stated to be the best one, even before going into Windtail's form, which Windtail's form should scale to Curse Mark 2 Sasuke, and at this point Sasuke is stronger than Kabuto to the point where he can scare him with chakra alone. So he should similarly be stronger than Kakashi, who can cut lightning, which is far better than anything Toji has shown or could be scaled to. Even the amp Naruto got against Kimimaro wouldn't be enough. Like I said earlier, that didn't even put him on Rock Lee's level. So it'd have to be at least the same quality amp as the Neji fight. To go along with that, if Naruto summons Gamabunta, it's game over for Toji. But Naruto, for some reason, doesn't really summon Gamabunta after Konoha Crush, so I don't know if I'd say that's in character. So I guess you could say the Genin have 3 fairly viable win cons, while Toji really only has 1. I personally think given Toji's brutality, it's more likely he'd cut up the Genin than the other scenarios happening, but considering I can't say who he'd target first, it makes things a little muddied, so I'll leave it up to you guys to decide.
Okay, interesting. So it's not completely one-sided, but yeah, it does seem like the Naruto verse seems to scale quite high against the JJK verse, especially if we carry on. If the speed feats are that much better. So cool. That's my intro into JJK versus Naruto, which is awesome. I think we've got Naruto versus the Disaster Curses. Is that the one? I think I've left a list downstairs now. Now I look at it. Got all these pieces of paper. But yeah, and then we've got other stuff from other channels and things and stuff and nothing but good times. Thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, link is in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is the last budget. That's great. Appreciate that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments below. Let me know what you watch and discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys next time.